Please, hold your applause. Just before we start the show tonight, Chunky, the warm-up guy, listen, the description of his job, warm up the studio audience, right? That's his job. He says, all right, everybody, we're about to start the show. Hold your applause. I'm like, you're not helping. Thinking they're perfectly capable of holding their applause on their own. And you too. You two at home. You two viewers. You two. He means us. He sure does. You hold your applause. I don't want you to hold your applause. I like a warm hand on my opening. That's what I want. I'd like to thank about 50 different old dead comedians for that joke, but hey, you know what? I'm very concerned about this whole Texas thing. I'll talk about it after the break. I'm very concerned. You know, the whole... I like Texas. I'd like to keep it in part of America. I'm very concerned. And there's some people in the audience tonight who are from Texas. And if Texas secedes from the Union, they'll be foreigners. That can't be right. You can tell they're from Texas as well. Big moustaches. Armed.
It's hard to stay up. It's been a long, long day. And you've got the Sandman at your door. But hang on, leave the TV on, and let's do it anyway. It's okay. Tomorrow's just your future yesterday.
Ladies and gentlemen, Craig Ferguson.
Late Show. I am your host, TV's Craig Ferguson. All right, thank you. That's enough. That's enough. Thank you. That's fine. That's fine. Really, really, it's getting embarrassing now. For you, because everyone knows you're lying. Yeah, we're really excited to see you. We're not really. I'm excited to see you. Come on in. Welcome to my badly lit boudoir. It's a great day for America, everybody. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It is a great day. Scientists, you know the scientists. You know scientists? Well, scientists... No, scientists have discovered something. What? At last! Yes! Scientists have discovered a species of ants that is only females. I know, that's weird, isn't it? An entire species only female. They think it is the first case of a female spontaneously reproducing since the Octomom. There you are! There's the Octomom joke. Terrorists, do we have the late night Octomom joke? Perfect! Come on! Late night Octomom joke. Well, I got that out of the way. The new Yankee Stadium opened today. That's very exciting. It's amazing. It's got the luxury suites, the gourmet restaurants, a VIP steroid lounge. It's got everything you need. And it's also National Librarian Day today, so everybody... Shh. Be very, very quiet. I was excited about Librarian Day until I found out it wasn't Sexy Librarian Day. That was last week. I love the sexy librarians. You know, with the, oh, Mr. Ferguson, shall I reach up? Let me reach up and grab you some Dickens. course, the big news really today is from the great state of Texas, one of my favourite states in the Union. It's in my top 50, and yesterday, the governor of Texas, Rick Perry, said that Texans are fed up with Washington. He said they might secede from the rest of America. I'm like, what? What? That's crazy talk. He said it at these tea parties yesterday. I think all that teabagging's gone to his brain. It really has. Could you believe the governor of Texas wants to divorce America? I've been through two, buddy. You don't want to do it. Not if just over an argument about how we're spending the cash. That's not a good enough reason. If Texans form their own country, you could get invaded by Mexico. They'll have to change their name to Texico. That would change the whole map. Can we see what the computer says the map would look like? There you are. New Mexico, Texico there, Narnia. What's that in Arkansas, that town there? Oh, yeah. The town of Clintoris in Arkansas, yeah. Yeah, you really need a map to find that one, that's for sure. Even the GPS won't get you to that one. You know what I think, Texas, what we need to do, Texas, the rest of America, maybe we should all get some couples counselling. You know, we'll all go to the counselling, and Texas can say, well, you know, America, you don't bring me guns anymore. You used to come shooting with me, and I feel vulnerable. Now, I'm sure that not all Texans feel the same way as the governor. There's some very patriotic Americans. Oh, no, come on. Most Texans are patriotic Americans. Everybody knows that. See, the 99.9.999. 2 points. That's how many %. In fact, we've had 4 presidents from Texas. You've had Eisenhower, Johnson, and the 2 Bushes. Coincidentally, Johnson and the 2 Bushes is the name of a movie I rented once in a hotel. Now, Governor Perry should be careful about what he's saying. I don't want to be too tough on the governor because a couple of years ago when I was getting the honorary citizenships across America, he was very nice to me. But I would like to give him some advice. Don't mess with Texas. That's what they say. Don't mess with Texas, Governor Perry. And he's messing with it. Do we have a picture of Governor Perry? That's Steve. That's Steve Perry from Journey. Actually, he can secede if he wants. You can secede. Do stop believing. That's what I say. Anyway. No, you have to be very smart, of course, to be the governor of Texas. Who else has been the governor of Texas? Sam Houston was the governor of Texas, who founded the city of Houston. George W. Bush. All right, that's a bad example, but you have to be... I had no idea Governor Perry was a secessionist whack job. I had no idea. I thought he was just a regular governor of Texas. By the way, there's a place in Hollywood Boulevard you can get a secessionist whack job for $20. Tell them I sent you, they'll play with your panhandle. Now, I'm sorry. I have to say, I don't like the secessionists. I don't. You know who else was a secessionist? Sarah Palin's husband, Todd. Remember him? He's a classy guy. Remember Todd? He was modern because he had one of those beards, you know. I'm just going to shave, but not all the way around my mouth. I'm going to shave around here, but I'm leaving this area covered in hair so that crumbs and bits of soup can get. Like, I'm a business guy, but partly animal. But Todd Palin, it was in the all the guys with beards are like, what the hell is that? No, Todd Palin, he was in this organisation that supported the idea of Alaska forming its own country. And I'm thinking, what are you thinking? You have the Alaska split. Do you know who's right there? The Russians, yes. The Russians right there. Oh, you're your own country. Good. That's right, the Russians speak with German accents. You should know that. If you can see Russia from your house... That old saying. You can see Russia, Russia can see you. No, I'm not. There's not just one side at fault here. It's not. Both sides of the political fence get huffy when things don't go their way. When the right-wingers are mad at Washington, they say, we're going to split from the Union. And the left-wingers all say, we're going to move to Canada. I'm getting in the Prius and I'm out of here. Safety belt on? Yes. You know what I say to both sides? Knock it off. Knock it off. It's National Librarian Day. Shut the hell up, all right? All right, we'll take a break. We'll be right back.
It's Michael Caine's Animal Kingdom.
Did you know, if you anger a chimpanzee, it will hurl its feces at you? The same thing happens when you try to take a photograph of Sean Penn. Here, did you see that film, Milk? Oh, well, I love that film. I fast forward through the talking bits, but you know... Hey, I've got to stand up now. I'm tired of sitting down. I'll put this chair like that. It'll look like I'm on location. I nearly smoked that there. I don't smoke. What have you got then, Joe? You want to give me the rifle? Yeah, fill me up. All right. Oh, you're oddly dressed for someone in the jungle, aren't you, mate? Look at you! What strange tribe are you from, then? All right, there you go. Jig Jog.
Michael Caine's Animal Kingdom.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the show that goes out to most of America and Texas. I'm very worried about this. I am worried about it. Honestly, I really do like to. I'm going to Texas this weekend, not because I have to, because I want to. And I don't want to take my passport. I don't. If Texas, you'd have to change your money as well. If Texas, if they were a separate country, they'd have to have their own money, probably bigger money. Everything's bigger money. The dollar bills would have Yosemite Sam on them. We're the rootinest, tootinest country in the world. Maybe they wouldn't even bother with money. Maybe they would just use cowboy hats as currency. Can you believe a hat costs a hat? That's going nowhere. All right. All right. Very busy tonight. Do we have time for an email? Yes, it's email time again. Oh. This is from Tim in Dayton, Ohio. He says, Dear Craig, my wife is letting me choose where we go on vacation. What do you think she'll say about just staying home? In Dayton, Ohio. I've never actually been to Dayton. I've been to Ohio, very nice state. Part of America, you know. Why don't you go to the strange and mystical foreign land of Texas? God. Become an American, the whole country starts falling apart. This is from Tricia in St. Louis, Missouri. Still part of America, as far as I know. Tricia says, Did you know that rattlesnakes are evolving to not rattle anymore? The sound gives away their location to humans who are overhunting them. I wonder if that's true. It doesn't rattle, it just makes the sound of a sort of fizzy beverage. Fizzy Beverage, by the way, is the name I used to be an exotic dancer under. Gentlemen, please welcome Fizzy Beverage. Like velvet. This is from Sarah in Norfolk, Virginia. Sarah says, "Hi, Craig. I haven't paid my taxes for the past 5 years." Sarah in Norfolk, Virginia. You're welcome, IRS. Leave me alone, please. Sarah says, "I haven't paid my taxes for the last 5 years. I've just decided to start paying again this year. Do you think the government will notice or everything is going to be okay?" P.S. Don't read this on the air. Don't worry, Sarah. Everything will be okay. This is from Roger in Philadelphia. Roger says, "Dear Craig, my girlfriend wants to wear a long white dress to her friend's wedding. Is this okay? Is she trying to hint at something?" Yeah, she might be hinting that she's marrying your friend. There's one person wears a long white dress to a wedding where I come from, mister. And that's me. No, you can't. Yes, Roger. Move quickly or all will be lost. We've run out of time for emails, haven't we? Okay, I'll just do one more. This is from Pablo in Cambridge in Massachusetts. Pablo says, "Dear Craig, I'm going on my 4th date with a girl tonight and she still hasn't hooked up with me. Any suggestions?" Sorry, I don't speak under 12. All right, we'll take a break. We'll be right back, everybody. Welcome back to the Big American Show, where tonight we are welcoming our first guest. In a minute, when I tell you who it is. My first guest tonight is the former Secretary of State under Bill Clinton, or President Clinton as he was then, Bill as he is to me, because I've never met him. And her most recent book is called Memo to the President. It's in stores now. Please welcome Dr. Madeleine Albright. Everybody, Dr. Madeleine. Dr. Albright.
Yeah.
How lovely to see you. Welcome to our show, and what a lovely pin, may I say.
Well, thank you very much.
You're quite famous for your pins,
I
actually,
am, you know, and you have to read my pins. That's my next book.
Oh, really? Read my pins?
Read my pins, and they all...
I'm actually about halfway through this one.
This one?
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
It's a good book, and it's good that you're so modest about it. But
I gave this book to President Obama, and I wrote in it with the audacity to hope that you find this book useful.
Oh, that's nice, yes. I've never met President Obama. Is he nice?
He's very nice.
Really?
Very, very nice.
Yeah, well, he's
I'm
one
sure
of your
he'd
mob,
love
though.
to meet you.
Well, I think he probably would. He keeps trying to come on the show. I'm like, we're busy. We have all sorts of sitcom actors coming on, Mr. President.
Well, but you have to do the White House correspondence again.
No,
then you'll be right there.
It's very difficult, that. Were you there that night? I did it?
I was. You were terrific.
Thank
but
you
it is
very
a
much.
very hard audience.
Oh, my goodness. These people are not friendly.
No, they're not.
No,
they're the press. They are not friendly. Definitely.
Some of them were giving me the stare.
But you know why I wore this pin tonight?
Why did you wear that pin?
Because it's my patriotic pin, and what I have in common with you is that
You're
we
a naturalized
are
American.
naturalized
Yes.
American, which makes us very patriotic.
Yes,
I think.
do you think
Absolutely.
the ones that when we have to fight a little bit to be American?
Right, and you pledge.
I'm
right.
shocked about this Texas thing, this Rick Perry in Texas. Are you?
Well, I am, because, I mean, we have to keep our country together,
I know.
right?
Remember
totally
we
agree
tried
with
the
you.
whole breaking it up before?
I agree.
Didn't work out that well.
My first trip as Secretary of State was to Texas.
Right.
And somebody said, "Is that your first foreign trip?" And I said, "No." But and then I bought Stetsons, and I traveled with those on bad hair days.
Listen, you can't be Secretary of State and walk into a country overseas in Europe or something like that wearing a cowboy hat. They're going to stereotype you right there.
Well, but I did.
You did?
Yeah.
Really?
For a while.
Yeah.
Right.
Remember you wore you wore the snake pin?
Right.
Who was it? Who was the?
Well, Saddam Hussein called me a snake.
Yeah.
And so I figured when we did issues on Iraq at the UN, I wore my snake pin, and somebody noticed and said, "Why are you wearing it?" And I said, "Because he called me a snake." So then I thought it would be fun to wear pins to describe my mood. And so people would say, "What are we doing today?" And if I had on a bee, we were going to have a bad day.
Right.
Or balloons, happy day. So I said, "Read my pins."
So what does that say?
Well, it's my patriotic day.
Oh,
it's my patriotic day.
Right.
In honor of you.
Thank you very much. I'm an American. Now, when you became an American, did you have to do the quiz?
The whole thing,
yeah?
Absolutely, yes.
Really? Because you were originally from
Czechoslovakia. And I came here when I was 11 in 1948, so everybody can figure out how old I am. And,
these people can't. None of these people can do that. They're like, oh, 50-12?
But I didn't become a citizen until 1957 when I was in college, and I did have to take the whole test.
It's very moving, isn't it,
It
when
is.
you actually do it? I was like, yes!
And
yes!
It's really fabulous. And you know what I did? I was secretary on July 4th, 2000, and we went to Monticello, which was Thomas Jefferson's home.
Right.
And they re-swore in everybody that was there, and I handed them their certificates, and I said, treasure this paper. It's the most important piece of paper you will ever have.
Yeah,
Don't you agree?
It really is.
Yeah.
I mean, because it's not just, I don't think it's just it's not about just becoming part of a country. It's about a belief system, isn't it? It's about a belief in justice, I think, and a fair crack for everybody. And I know it sounds trite sometimes, but I think we get away with that a little bit if you're naturalized American, because you had to say, no, I had to think about this. You just went, I'm an American.
You know, people ask me what the most important thing in my life was. It was becoming an American.
Yeah.
There's no question. And you know, I spent the war in England, World War II, that is.
Right.
And when we were there, the British were very nice, but
really?
Some.
Yeah.
But what they said, and my father used to say this all the time. He'd say, we'd be there, and they'd say, "Your country's been taken over by a terrible dictator. You're welcome here. What can we do to help you? And when are you going home?"
That sounds like them. That sounds very like them.
And then we came to the U.S., and people would say, "Well, your country's been taken over by a terrible system. You're welcome here. What can we do to help you? And when will you become a citizen?"
Exactly so.
And that was the whole difference about being an American.
Not one single person that I met, and all the traveling around the country when I was doing all that stuff and talking about it, not one person said, "Why don't you go back to somewhere?" They all said, "This is great. This is great. You're becoming an American." That's nowhere. When you try and explain that to Americans who were born and brought up here, they're like,
No, it is a privilege. It is truly a privilege.
It really is a privilege.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Have you been? You went back to Czechoslovakia?
I did.
Didn't you?
I've gone many times, and I was there just about a month ago, before President Obama's trip, and they were all so excited to see him. So I was very glad to be there.
And what about Obama? Is this what he's doing? I mean, let's talk about the foreign policy, because that's really your area of expertise, really, wouldn't you say?
Well,
all right,
hope.
so you want to be an expert on that,
Yeah.
So. His foreign policy, has he really changed the image of America abroad?
I think he really has. I think this last trip he took, and he's in Mexico today, and what you can really see is a different sense about America, and that he wants to put America back in terms of a value system that you were talking about, and making clear that we want to work with other countries and not just tell everybody what to do all the time.
And do you think that the country's image was damaged abroad? There's been a lot of talk about George W. Bush's foreign policy. Was it really as calamitous as people say?
Yes.
Really?
Flat out, yes.
Really?
I think, and it troubled me a lot, because I loved representing America. I think it was, sit behind a sign that says United States.
That's something,
and I was very, very troubled by the fact that people thought that we were torturing people, that we were doing things to other countries that we shouldn't. And just that, you can't judge everything by poll numbers, but literally our poll numbers abroad were very bad. And people were very excited to see President Obama as president. Now, he has an awful lot of work to do.
Yeah,
and
no kidding.
He had a great trip, but I do think he has a lot of work to do.
Yeah, he probably does. Do you mind if we take a break and we'll come back and talk to you a little more?
Happy to.
All right. Dr. Madeleine Albright, everybody, we'll be back in a minute. we're back on the air. Hold on. Welcome back, everybody. I'm here with Madeleine Albright. We're having a chat. We're talking about Washington, actually, where you spent a lot of time. Do you enjoy the town of Washington?
I do. I think it's great.
And you still live there, then?
I do. I've lived there since 1968 in the
Right.
same house. I like it a lot. And I teach at Georgetown University.
What do you teach?
I teach, I say foreign policy is just trying to get some country to do what you want. And so I teach a course called the National Security Toolbox. What are the tools that you have in order to get countries to go along with what?
Army and Navy and Air Force.
A little bit of that,
Right.
and then also a little bit of diplomacy.
Yeah. What
And
about
then-
sanctions and cash and all
Well,
that? Does that work?
Yes. Those are the economic sticks and carrots, we
Right.
call them. So you give countries, assistance or trade, or you sanction them, as we did with...
Cuba, which is that's all falling apart now, that sanction thing, right? I mean, that's being dismantled, I should say. The sanctions on Cuba, is that right?
Well, President Obama moved back in a way to where what we had done during the Clinton administration is allow people to travel. He allowed
Right.
more Americans to go to Cuba, and also to allow Cuban Americans to send money to their relatives.
And
in
do you
Cuba.
think it's time to open up Cuba? Do you think it's like that the Cold War is over and the
Well,
Soviets
the
are
Cold
gone?
War is over, but
Right.
I think that we would like to see some change in Cuba. I think it's
Yeah.
very, very
I think the
important.
Cubans would like to see some change in Cuba. Yeah.
I don't make a lot of predictions, but I do predict that Castro will die.
Yes.
And so there, the possibility.
I have to ask when, but yes, yeah. And when Fidel goes, it'll all
Well,
turn
I
around?
think that there will, if there is more money allowed in, and they also said that there could be cell phones allowed in, and
Right.
all that communication, I think that will help. So President Obama, I think, is pushing to see some changes.
It'd be nice to see. I think a lot of displaced Cubans in Florida that I have talked to that are very pained by this. I'm sure there's a lot of Cubans in Cuba who are very pained
They
by
are.
Castro as
Yeah.
well. What about the scuttlebutt, if you don't mind me asking? And that's not a rude word. What about the scuttlebutt about you being ambassador to France? Is that going to happen?
No, it's not going to happen.
Oh, no!
You wanted to come visit?
Yes, I thought it'd be fantastic. You speak French, don't you?
I do speak French. And it was...
Moi aussi.
Alors,
Yeah.
on peut aller là.
Not that much.
No, I had a fabulous job as Secretary of State, and I loved that, and I'm very happy to help in whatever way, but I think there are a lot of other people that would like to be ambassador.
Yeah, I'm sure there are. That's not the point, Doctor. You should be the ambassador. What about one of the smaller countries then? Texas, perhaps?
So, I could wear my Stetson.
I do. I don't know where. I mean, I try not to be to take sides on the show. I don't think it's my job to do that. But I am surprised by this kind of talk by an elected official about secession. Is secession actually? Is it legal?
Well, they had a war over it.
Yeah, but but didn't it was when Texas joined the Union, wasn't it? Right after the Alamo.
Something like that.
I think it was, wasn't it? Texas joined right after the Alamo.
But I think, they should ask Texans. I think Texans actually like being part of America.
I do too,
And
yeah.
your map that you show.
Oh, yeah, sorry about
Texaco,
that.
right?
Sorry about the whole Arkansas Bill Clinton thing. I don't know.
Been there, done it.
Yeah. No, be careful, Doctor. We're on television. I don't want any of your...
He's a great president. I loved working with Bill.
Well, really, Bill Clinton?
Absolutely.
Did he hit on you? He did, didn't he?
But he's great. He's really
he's a very
terrific.
interesting character,
He's
I
a
think.
very
Yeah.
smart man,
Yeah.
and I loved working for him.
I have a theory that even the right wing loved Clinton because he gave them so much material.
He
You know, I mean,
definitely
he just...
But George Bush gave everybody a
Well,
lot of
that's
material.
true, yeah. I have to say, on behalf of the late-night vulgar comedian community, we miss George W. Yeah, I mean, he was fantastic for us. Yeah. I mean, the only hope of this new thing is Biden. Biden's where we're looking at Biden to pick up the mantle
Have
of...
you had him on the show?
We haven't had him... Well,
He's very smart.
we've
He's
had...
great.
Oh, that's disappointing.
No, seriously.
Really?
No.
Oh, well, then we're
But
screwed
they're my
there,
friends. These people are my friends.
I know, and well, it's only my job to if they're in power. That's the odd thing. When they're in power, it's my job to have a go at them. It's just
Well,
what
they
I mean.
expect it.
Yes, of course.
Absolutely.
Have you ever been mercilessly teased?
Mercilessly,
Yes?
absolutely, yes.
Well,
Well, I mean, once there are possibilities where people said, the Serbs, for instance, called me elderly but dangerous. And
I
various
think that's a
places they don't
compliment.
like me.
But and do you have friends across the political spectrum? Is that possible?
I do.
You do.
I
So
do.
you can be friendly with someone who profoundly disagrees with you.
Well, I'm friendly with some Republicans that actually agree with me.
Right.
You know,
They
but-
agree with you. Wouldn't that make them
No,
Democrats?
but you'd be surprised. Somebody that I got to be friendly with was Jesse Helms, who was chairman of the Foreign Relations Committee, and we didn't agree on any one single subject.
But you could be friends.
But we could be friends
Because you're Americans.
because we're Americans.
That's right. We don't have to
Absolutely.
oppress each other over
No.
differences of opinion. That's
No.
the whole idea.
Absolutely.
I'd love to talk to you more, but we're out of time. Will you come back and see us again?
I'd love it.
And I can't recommend the book highly enough. I'm about this much in, and it's still good. So that's right. Memo to the President, Dr. Madeleine Albright. We'll be right back, everybody. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back to the show. Welcome back to the show. Oh, yes. The show. I got nothing. Actually, no, I don't have nothing. I have a lot because I have a very lovely guest coming on now. God, I make myself sick. My next guest is a lovely actress. She's in a new film, Crank 2, High Voltage, which is in theatres April the 17th. Take a look at this.
Hey!
Randy,
Hey,
what the hell are you doing here?
what about the dude? Every cop in the city's looking for him.
What?
All right, I'm trying to be cool to you, but I will. Drop the hammer. You want to drop the hammer, baby?
I'm in no mood today, Randy.
Hammer! Hammer!
I'm in love. Amy Smart, everybody, Amy Smart. Welcome, Amy.
Thank you,
Welcome.
Craig.
Oh, don't you look lovely with your top and your pants and everything?
I'm so mad I didn't have a pin to wear out here.
Well, you should wear a pin because then I could tell what mood you had.
I should have a snake pin like
Oh,
that.
you like this cup? Look at that cup, baby. Look at that one, eh? Oh, yeah.
What does that
Daddy's got a big
represent?
old rattlesnake cup.
I like it.
Oh, sorry.
Spits.
It does spit. It's a rattlesnake.
I know.
It's from the Albuquerque Rattlesnake Museum. See, a guest brought me a gift. Yeah, some of them bring gifts. Oh, yeah, Amy. Oh, yeah.
I am so sorry. Next time.
That's all right. I like this one.
I like that.
Do you like snakes?
No. They scare me.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, didn't you?
I like a lot of creatures, but snakes freak me out.
All right, well, let's go favorite creature, least favorite creature, right? Favorite creature, panda, I'm guessing.
Why would you guess a panda?
Because they're adorable, cuddly, eat bamboo,
Are they?
vegetarians. Yeah. Panda? You quite like pandas, admit
I've
it.
never met a panda.
Neither have I.
I like dogs and cats and animals I can cuddle with.
Oh, all right, well, you can cuddle a panda. It'll be the last cuddle of your life. Yeah, it'll be more than that.
Oh, really?
Did you see that woman that jumped into the polar bear thing in Germany? Did you see that?
No, I didn't.
Oh, it was horrible. See, at feeding time, this woman jumps over into this polar bear enclosure. I'm like, they're eating. You know. They're not cuddly. All right, so you like dogs and cats and you don't like snakes.
I like them from a distance. I just don't understand them. I'm scared they're gonna bite me. I'm sorry.
Well, they might bite you.
They might.
They might. So
Look at those
best to keep a
fangs.
distance. Well, that won't bite you. That's a piece of
Clay.
pottery. Yeah, it's clay fashioned into a representation of a snake, but actually it's hollowed out and there's a beverage inside. Look at that.
What are you drinking?
It's something
Ooh.
fizzy. Do you enjoy champagne?
I do.
Do you really? I never liked champagne when I was drinking.
Oh, really? Yeah. I like a little champagne every once in a while to celebrate.
I liked champagne.
What the hell is that?
Champagne is very inexpensive champagne.
That's hot.
Oh, it's like 2 buck chuck. Yeah, it's fantastic.
Champagne.
Yeah. Champagne, bottle of champagne, living the dream. Sun's out, guns out. Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah,
I'll
so
have to try some.
Oh, you
Go
should
ahead.
try the champagne.
Okay.
Yeah, good. Well, how are you? How's the movie then?
It's crazy.
Yeah, Crank 2, The Legend of Curly's Gold, is that it?
No, it's not.
All right.
No, Crank 2 is crazier than the first one.
All right, and that was crazy.
It was.
Well, I'm not making fun, I'm not.
Just a little.
Yeah.
Yeah, the second one has some interesting scenes in it.
Oh, well, that's good. You want that
Yeah.
in the movie, yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Do you like to go and see the movies yourself? Do you go and see the action movies or the horror movies, perhaps, or something with zombies?
I'm usually not a huge fan of the horror movies. They scare me. But
They're meant to.
I know they are. So usually I avoid those. But I do like some action films, and I like the more dramatic films.
I know the type you like. The English dramas where everyone's, I
like-
say, Lord Percy, I don't know, all that.
I like some of those.
Yeah, the Merchant Ivory films. Everyone's,
Yeah, I
it's so
love them.
ghastly. What do you think he's saying? I don't know. What do you think he's saying? I don't know. I've got the vapors. And then,
The vapors.
yeah, the vapors. I sometimes get them.
Do you?
Yeah, but not from me. From my dog. I've got a new dog. It's very farty.
Stinky?
Do you have dogs?
I do. They fart.
Oh,
Oof,
my
bad.
God. What kind of dogs do you have?
I have a Wheaten Terrier.
What kind of...
He looks like he's 40 pounds. His name's Oscar, and he looks like a bear. He's just so cuddly and delicious.
Oh, that's... So you cut little bits off of them and eat them?
I do. I'm like, here.
Oh, tasty.
And then 2 cats as well.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't have you down as a cat lady. What's the, what kind of cats?
The cat lady. Uh-oh, I'm pegged.
No, well, I always have had a theory, I've said this on the show before a couple of times, that I think the reason why I'm uncomfortable around cats is that if you die in the house, you know, the cat will eat you.
Their animal instincts come out.
No, in fact, sometimes I don't think the cat would wait for you to die. I think if you're just in a deep sleep, the cat... If you're just taking a nap, the cat may eat you.
Just like...
They're bastards. They're ruthless. Yeah, you better feed those cats. Keep them fat. It's your only chance of life.
You've never had a cat, have you?
I did have a cat once.
Did it eat you? Did
No,
you
but
wake up to it like biting your leg?
No, it wasn't. No, not the cat, but the... I do that thing where you did that thing in my leg
You
again.
like that?
Awesome. No, I used to live in an apartment,
Yeah.
and it was a sublet, and there was a cat in it. I had to take care of the cat. His name was Ken, and he was a bastard. And I've written about it all in my new book.
Have you? All about Ken.
No way. No way am I writing a book about that. No, there's maybe a chapter about Ken, and that's it. Moving on. You should write a book.
I should?
Yeah, why not?
What would you like me to write about?
Book about your favorite animals and how to avoid snakes and stuff.
Maybe I will.
Maybe you will.
Maybe I will.
Well, come back and see us soon. It's been too long since the last time.
Okay,
All right.
enjoy this movie. It's insane.
It is. It's very good. The Crank 2.
Yeah. High voltage.
High voltage. Hey, be smart, everybody. We'll be right back.
What did we learn on the show tonight, Craig?
I know we're out of time. Well, we're out of time. Good night, everybody. Good night.